ezuga batago n'okwu. Let us set the record clear. You know, we don't speak when we don't have information of what we want to say. Share this video. Share this video. Call those who cares to listen. Call those who cares to know. Tell them to come so that their doubts can be cleared. You ought to go. Manden hajo nesle na nde Zion akukwayala na from nde Ngokpala. How much did they pay? Bieba. Bieba. Can to penye gazu. Makesi molu we bata. Share this video. Share this video. Osinashi Destiny, I greet you. Amaka Emode, I greet you. Okay, noise. Share this video. Share kwa nono video. Keta gea nda buifa nisi. Gwa nezu go say abia. Let me give them, run them down a little bit to history that they don't know about, or they know, but they are pretending like they don't know. You see, in the social media space that on air today, nothing can be hidden and no information can be hidden. So, since now some people claim you can't be ignorant of what is happening under your nose. Then I will ask you, what kind of a person are you? Mgbe Zion batara Ngokpala wee luo na process shebe niile mechi ife niile reach to ebe anọ to the point of imeke bring it to the public knowledge. You were not aware. That is to clearly show you that you are not informed to a lot of critical decisions being made in Ngokpala. You gotta go. That is to show that you were not informed. You have to first get yourself acquainted to the source, maybe the real information si apụta na Ngokpala with your place, so that iya apụta na ilo na-ekwu something na mahadori na ife emecha na emecha. You have to get your information source on ground. Any movement email around your place, you will know, so that you won't come out in a and say, informed. Share this video. I will how everything went on about Ngokpala land from 2006 till today when Zion acquired that land. I will first of all answer one critical question that has been begging for answer, which is did Zion acquire this land from the government, or did Zion acquire this land from the community? Which is number one. Number two, who are the rightful owners of this land? Number one question. The answer to number one question: Zion acquired this land from government. Zion acquired this land from government. That is the answer to number two question. Yeah, to number one. Now, number two question: who are the original owners of this land before Zion acquired it? Which is government. Government became the official owners of this land after the transaction that took place in 2006, which some people are claiming that they don't know. The moment I came into Ngokpala, what everybody kept telling me is, make sure you don't trespass into government land. Gwando. Make sure you don't trespass into Gwando land owned by government. Villagers were allowed to be farming there, but the owners of those land were government. And that is what I am going to explain to you this morning. Information and all the families, all the communities, Mwelu land in this particular land in Nawao, a document that is 3 times bigger. It is about 2 times bigger than the Holy Bible I go today, where all the agreements and every transactions about this land was written down, including the real essays in Ngokpala. Autonomous community and their family owner ways. Well, this information I am talking about, it is written down in a document that is 2 times bigger than the Holy Bible. Every family, every community will now that Gwandoland will their own part of that agreement. So for somebody to come today in 2025, Eje Pokota, although Ngokpala, they are about to speak on this matter. The real people in Ngokpala, they are about to speak on this matter. When they speak on this matter, it compares here Ife Hakulu and even the Ngochata and the Nkonukota people of Ngokpala Kulu na Facebook. You can't come to Ngokpala mana from everyone to Eban, Epota from Mother, Epota, or about 30 women or Gono, Mokono school in Obuda. Mokono school in Ngokpala, ko wunde one na your own community or one in a Kuana. Anamaju na your own community. One on a Kuana. Ayajibian Ngokpala, over 90% of women wunde potale bia Kuana, ebu mwoke no obodo. Now, I think we are up to the numbers. So I will begin. Let me bring the fan closer to me. So I will begin. Now, in 2006, some people came from China to Abuja. That was during the administration of President Olusegun Obasanjo. They call them Gwando. The Chinese company noticed that there is a big market in Nigeria, and they needed to establish a China free trade zone known as China Village here in Nigeria. They needed a cool place where they can get land. Through one thing or the other, they got a knowledge that Ngokpala, a large expanse of farmland unused by the community. And if you go to Ngokpala, you can attest to what I have said. Ngokpala kasolobodo na ani ibunwelu hectares of land that are still not in use. Like now the whole of Ngokpala ebeni na mpagalele, the only express mfumulu wo nka usi Okpala junction we jeba aba, and nka usi egato Okpala junction we batawa ime Ngokpala site Zion site ya we jebe Port Harcourt. So nyawo express galo na the whole of Ngokpala. Majority of their lands can do empty, filled with ofia. So hangwelama boku. Now, gotten this knowledge, then the then president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, were contact ya Achike Udenwa Onwa, who the governor of Imo State then. They started engaging about that Anadona Ngokpala, currently Anadona Ngokpala. So a committee was set up in Ngokpala. I am giving you an information that you are fundesele ego neka akwolo na diana. I want you to get the whole information now down. Write it down if possible, so that you don't ask me questions again tomorrow. So in that 2006, a committee was set up. When I get to the point where money was paid, I am going to mention the name of the man who heads the committee, the secretary of that same committee. I am going to mention their names right here so that you will know. So they now started talking about that land. So the government of Imo State then, under the leadership of Achikudenwa Onwanimo, showed interest in that Ngokpala land. Now, when government shows interest in a land, government don't buy land. What government does is that government will compensate you for the economic things in that land. That is what government does. Government don't buy land because constitutionally all lands are owned by government. That is why now in your own land, all government you certificate of occupancy, certificate of ownership, all government you certificate go say no your own land. So all lands are owned by government. Nyakwa pata na hacho halulu ilo hewo bataka compensate ndị mmadụ wukola na we mee ife ya bala obodo ulu. So remember the history where it started. Those people came to Abuja. Abuja, through Olusegun Obasanjo, reached out to Achikudenwa in Imo State because they know that the kind of land they will get then, easy. Now, when government came to Ngokpala, government showed Ngokpala the benefit of this company that is coming to Ngokpala. What development is going to bring for the people of Ngokpala. Ngokpala was very happy. Now, what government did then was to compensate all the people, all the communities, families, na this particular location now. In terms of cash crops, every single cash crops in your land, government paid for them all. And I am going to mention a name now. I'm going to mention a name now. The sum of 5 billion, was paid then to the people of Ngokpala through the chairman of the committee, who Honorable Gode Onyebuenyi, and the secretary of that committee was Dr. Dan Omukwe. I repeat, government paid to the committee no negotiating for this land. Government paid the total sum of 5 billion to this Ngokpala committee, the whole people now that particular place, through the chairman of the committee then, who was Honorable Gode Onyebuenyi, and the secretary of that committee was Dr. Dan Omukwe. 5 billion was paid to them for compensation for their cash crops, for the damages and whatever in that particular land. And after compensation was paid to them in 2006, the land officially became the ownership of the government. Government acquired that land after compensating everybody who has their cash crops in that particular farmland. It was an agreement, of course. You can't say no to government. You can't say no to government because government does not even need to negotiate with you to get your land. The only thing government needs is to pay compensation for damages they will cause you for making use of that land. Now, after this transaction was made, after this transaction was made, government now got that land from the people of Ngokpala, and the Obasanjo then, now sensing the economic importance of establishing a China free trade zone in Ngokpala, now took this company that came then parallel to Ogun State. Gwando company is currently operating in Ogun State for over how many years now? It is verifiable. Irueba, Analoma fertilizer. In fact, a lot of Chinese companies now operating na Ogun State. And with a lot of China. I want you to check now and tell me from this story, little story. Okay, network. I use network. So right now, what is this now? Okay, we are back now. So, now, as I was saying, the transaction between Imo State government and the people of Ngokpala was done in 2006, and that was how government acquired that land. That even when Zion came to that land, and the first thing ndị Ngokpala ya agwago gejekwana na government in so many obodo. Government will reserve areas, reserve land in so many obodos. Now, Hakim wanted to use that same land for agricultural purposes, which failed. It was alleged that Rochas sold part of that land to a man called Chelsea who resides in Abuja. It was alleged that Rochas sold part of that land to a man called Chelsea who resides in Abuja. And the government of Imo State ended up retrieving that land from the said man. Yeah. Hold on. What I go? So it was alleged that Rochas, during his administration, sold that land to a man called Chelsea, and the Imo State government retrieved back that land. Now, let us face reality here. After that, Gwando company did not come to Ngokpala, but government has compensated the community and the owners of that land. Government became the owners of that land. Even if you go there and take a coordinate, if you go there, coordinate, that land was duly surveyed that time. Every documentation for that land was made. Now, if you go to that place and you take a coordinate, you will look if an coordinate. If you have na land, no wherever Nana belong to Gwandon, that this land belong to Gwandon, Imo State Free Trade Zone. Imo State Free Trade Zone, government reserved area. If you have now that land, who a land belong to Gwando, if I have now Gwando land, Imo State Free Trade Zone, government reserved area. Generally, you take a coordinate, follow your surveyor or a no surveyor. When you go to that land, they'll take a coordinate. Will do that coordinate Jena land nowhere. You know back before you go say. But the fact remains that after all this, and the company did not come again, the community started farming again on that land. Ụfọdụ ma ndị ọwụ ha nwebu ana ịghọtago ana ha nwego ebe ha jekwa ebe a jekwa kọba nri. But now, even in the fan nearby, na farmer na any day, government binitere anything there. Now, government will take back what belongs to them again. Ndị mmadụ na-akọ nni there. But na-akọ nni there, I guarantee her ownership. Because na government reserve ebe. What we are talking about is almost 30 plus of land. As in 30 plus. How many hectares of land? 30,000. Over or up to 30,000 plus of land. That is what we are talking about here. And from 2006 till now, none of those said owners of that land has been able to put up a building there. And I with that. None of those said owners has been able to put up a building there upon that land do closer to Afia. That land do closer to Amala Junction also. That land they do even more closer to Upper Junction than the other part of Ngokpala. Yet, that particular Egashaha, Ebagidohafia, looted the Navy checkpoint, Gasha Navy checkpoint, by way Banado, Yafuzuno, until Negashas Chana, looted when an NSCDC checkpoint, Eba, Kie Bidokwa, Wefuno. I repeat, if your Junction Bata, na bien na this area, Eba Gwalago. Gagido. Yeah? Gagido. Lute ha Navy checkpoint. Gacha had that Navy checkpoint. Iyafuzi again, the last building Iyafu that upstairs, one man all on Akebe. Iyafuzi any house again. We gacha ficha anagwando. Even the Ngokpala na akpa na anagwando. Onye ọ na-ema na Ngokpala jụọ ya kele ebe a na-akpọ Anagwando ojegoselu Anagwando. Ị gachasịcha Anagwando a ị gata NSCDC checkpoint ibidokwazie fu ebe ndị mmadụ bi. So now, what difference does it make now? Na ọ bụrụ na gọọmenti since ka gọọmenti na-achọ a good developer nwere ike develop that place. Now, the government wherefore the development agenda of Evangelist Ebukobi, they now decided to give Evangelist Ebukobi in whatever transaction he has, in whatever agreement or decision he has with government, to hand him over that land for development purposes. Evangelist Ebukobi visiting the kings and the Ezes in Imo State was merely to inform them of their presence in Imo State. Only fortunately, the land is not left for the Ezes or the people of Ngokpala to give to Evangelist Ebukobi because they are no more the owners of that land by way of compensation given to them by state government. Okay, let us continue. So, Evangelist Ebuka Obi visit to Ngokpala as a host community is to reiterate to them the benefit and the development actually water to the people of Ngokpala. Can then Ngokpala we malo? Now that development agenda hacking in 2006 is also coming back to them in this Ngokpala. Yes, the kings cannot negotiate for this land. Ndeze cannot negotiate for this land because this land does not belong to them. How can you sell what does not belong to you? So are you trying to tell me that Nambe Nde Zion na Ngokpala that nobody from Ngokpala has to information lead her to Imo State Government House? I want to ask you, did you think that they did not make their findings? Honestly, do you think in a ministry, Zion ministry, the level and the number of land at the center of Amuwodofe, of it, na Lagos State, Yoruba? Do you think na is that what you are thinking? I am asking you, is that what you are honestly thinking? That in a Zion ministry, see all the way from Lagos, a ministry established Mulu. Evangelist Ebuka Obi was able to secure the number of land in Lagos in hectares. When we sit here down, now almost the center and heart of Amuwodofe, you think he can come down to Imo State, his own state, made mistake in the process of acquiring land. Lagos ga through the Yoruba mandala ye mandeni ne ma guru do na Lagos we secure that attractive place on Lagos that he can come down to his own state, Imo State, and afford to make a mistake. Is that what you are thinking? The fact is that there was due consultations. I know there was due consultation because all through that process of 100 days and the Onunina and Alweba, the kings were aware. They were aware and they were in support. So how can Anese come out now to come and say, but you people saw the work going on. You saw the work going on. If you don't know, caterpillar napuo. You must give on a caterpillar napulma as a real estate developer. Own a caterpillar na doza napuhana mayo. That is number one sign that name on at the right place. As a real estate guru, dozago bahana mbao ka okunu ka niile do na na ahụ na-eselite. Onwe onye lesibula na ahụ onye ahụ abịa. Onwe onye na-ekwu na nya nwana onye ahụ abịa because ọ ya like ka ọ malụ onye nwe nyere authority ịbata na that land because onye nwere interest na that land. Nyaka doza baranana. Nyaka doza baranana. Kiriachana, a transaction that went on. Now let me even tell you, yeah, an igolu mado. Weje na government weje water CFO of that land. Ana hauni kweklikwe ni Iro court. Owewuzia na government nyelu. Wenye CFO. Government nyelu property. Wenye CFO. Na wungu nweye. Nyaka mmadụ pụtara na nkọ na asị gono ka na ekwe nọ n'ụla ịnọ n'ụlọ weme. Were you sleeping when it happened? The history I have just read to you from 2006 was a history that is there. It is only you who knows if it is reliable or not. I have just given you a rundown of something that happened in 2006 in your own land. In your own land. The people's voice. I want you to show us a document. I want you to show us a document where the people of Ngokpala defeated Obasanjo in 2000 and in whichever one in respect to this particular land. I want you to show me a document. Show me a document where the people of Ngokpala defeated Obasanjo on this particular said land. Show us. Yes. I want you to show us a document where the people of Ngokpala defeated Obasanjo. Now this said land ebe ha teaching hospital na aka mmiri stroke or rift. Government will a way has yaga for land. Government cannot buy a land from you. What government will do is for government to show interest on this land for a particular project. What government will do is to compensate you people for any cash crops or any. That is why government here just say, oh no, but because this is a community land, government can only pay for cash crops to their government cash crops there. Now that same place around that same area, ka high tension wires wega. So I am asking you, why can't you go to court? Why can't you go to court? Yeah? Go see na your documents ebe ndị Ngokpala jelu court. We defeat your Obasanjo. I don't need to bet anyone kobo. Yes, why will I bet? Before you will show me the documents that is going to support the claim, whichever people they work with that. Why will I pay? Do I need to pay? Do I need to pay? Even this same information I am giving you, did I need to pay anybody before I can get it? Eti hami sina Ngokpala. Ndị Ngokpala gbawa ọnụ biko anọ wuna unu na-ego ebe a. Unu ejekwo na go na government, unu gokwa na government unu ya eluzo. Ndị Ngokpala already knows that land as Gwando land, ana Gwando. Even ma onye amuna Ngokpala today, ma ana as ana Gwando. Ilelu ha na bata ebe a ha gbayo na anọ na ilele ebe ahụ n'ihi eluzo. Where the conflict, however, comes in here, for the mere fact that why if I did like this? Evangelist Ebuka Obi melukana appreciate na Ngokpala. Eweleweziana 3 million, 5 million, 10 million, 12 million. You want to go? No, wuluko no mgbe aha aka na ama na ka granite. Mbaka as of January last year, aka na ele na 60,000, 70,000, 80,000 na Ngokpala, 100,000 na Ngokpala. Aka na ele na 150,000 na Ngokpala as of January last year. Or if aka na ele na then. So, no wulu na value of ana can remain same. You will not see any of these people coming out because they want the lands they will sell. They want the land they will sell. Or hunger for the land they will sell. Who the reason all this struggle, she went up. They told little people who will nonsense interest or the other will group one with fight. Well, pota, will be Biazana with the government. You want to come and Zolana with the government. Are you not aware that government owns all the land, including Eba Ilulu? Government is sure. He say you cannot say no. Government is sure. He say ilaha gafe ni mebegu. Jene ila government na alona newi. Ilaha gafe nanke innocent ema today. Ilaha e follow garbi kembo juku. Ilaha e follow gafe ihu bi imaba. Ilaha e follow barona properties. Nde mmado. Eh? Barona properties in the Mado, and yet those people could not resist government from encroaching in their land. If innocent Emma, a powerful civilian doke innocent Emma, he stop ni government. Yeah? He stop ni government from Ebanime and afajewola and for development purpose. What makes you think that you can wrestle with the government? Nana government you I want to know. It is still the same reason, but let's go for a bet. I don't like that. No. Now the people's voice. The people's voice. I cannot go for any bet. Yes, I cannot bet for any bet, but I will tell you, if you have any evidence to such, bring it, let us see. Yes. If you have any evidence to prove exactly what you are saying, bring it on, let us see. Yes, but I will show you the agreement. I am not from Ngokpala, but I am telling you that now people properties now that particular Gwando land. Properties now that Gwando land will idea about this agreement, and almost all of them or their fathers will that agreement is bigger than even the Holy Book Bible. So why are we changing? Because development has come. Bulunu Ngokpala abia, Bulunu Zion abia Nnewi ka imalo no nwere ebe ka nwere ime ofia na Nnewi ka inye unu bia develop la in Nnewi. Look at Ngokpala. You can drive for how long? Ina aga n'ime ofia. The only establishment in nwere ike ikpokute ndị mmadụ ka ndị mmadụ bịa kpagariba n'ime Ngokpala ka development bata. Nyaka few people who na na say we are claiming land. Anaghị na-azọ ka i wele 8 million and 10 million. Zion pụọ na Ngokpala ị ka yele nwe 100,000. Ana m ajụ ajụjụ. Anaghị na-azọ kịta because na Zion ewuta na value to bono. Ị na-azọzi ya na ịzọte ka i wele 8 million maka na ọkụ n'ọkụ. Now mgbe na-ajụ ajụjụ wee sị ịzọta na Zion pụọ ekayele nwa na 100,000. I will show you go on live and advise Ebuka to do the needful by approaching the people for a concern debate. Onwere onye evangelist Ebuka Obi ya approach. He will not approach anybody. He is not going to approach anybody. If he chooses to approach people tomorrow to just give them something to put in their pocket, it is his own decision. He bought the land genuinely. Oh no nwere ndị feel na ha chọrọ nna si gbacha ya ba nna si chọrọ la ife ịghọtago nna si chọrọ la ife n'ọkụ na iwu ndị nwe obodo. You cannot come out by ịbịazụ ife ọhụngụ nwe. Yes, you cannot come out by ịbịazụ ife ọbụlọngụ nwe. MTN mask those days na-eme ha golana from mmadụ ha enye ndị bi around that place 24 hours electricity from that mask. It is choice. It is choice. It is choice. It is not by force. You cannot say namaski akunanka anai or no merifa. Therefore, you cannot do that. As a Roma, so I want to advise all these youth now on Ngokpala. Iloma organize yourself into groups. Iloma to in charge of that group because nyaje your evangelist Ebuka Obido nyawolu opportunity oje buru Zion abia nyerunu nwa nde youth aka. If you feel that you cannot key into or that in inwero property there or that na no nwere if you around there you nwere ike iji we benefit directly from this event abia evangelist Ebuka Obi nwere obioma. He can decide to give you people ego si unu je enu ke wori malifu unu yeme. He can do that. But if you think you want to come and do even the Yoruba name ego omonile or you best settle over for what? When you were going on agreement in 2006, did you not know? Did you not know? Did you not know? Moses Azoka said, can government sell land to an individual? The answer is yes. Yes. Government can give land, not even sell land. Government can give land to an establishment. And Zion is an establishment. Zion is not an individual. Zion is a project on its own. So government can give land to an establishment for a development purpose. They can do that. Now, if this individual is going to bring university that will bring concentration, JNA Bariam, if Anambra State University Bariam, if Bariam, okay, you can look. I think you have overstayed your welcome at this broadcast. Off you go. Check it out. Agwamon na menguruzi time ekono. Onye asu hasu nyaje ka nezo yo ofuma. He bought the land. Who did he pay the money? The person that gave him the land, his brother, the governor, will soon leave the seat of power. Hope you know. Of course, the people's voice. I know. Government transaction is government transaction. Government does not even need you to buy the land from them. What government needs is for you to do the necessary thing you do. Government can give you a land for development purpose. I have said it so many times. Go and read the terms in which government can give you land. You will know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, all on a government, yapo. All on a government, all on a government, poor. Everything I sign on that government end there. C of O of any property in Welu today, or this present government in your C of O of that land. The highest document you can get to prove the ownership of a land is C of O. How many people do C of O of land they hand on still in up the way? And I heard you C of O, yet an apple way. Or we will see a government issue go C of O too. Let us be honest. You say na kelava ya kelava ya do na the present governor ye mecha poor. Yeah. Can the present governor ye mecha poor since 2006 or this same governor not there? Yeah. And imagine from 2006 to now. You want to go? And imagine the people's voice from 2006. You go that land. Or you will get a government to will C of O. Nye somebody kono yabia napu nye ana will C of O to. Mwejo anahi welu na Lagos, anahi welu na Port Harcourt, anahi welu na Abuja, anahi welu na Aba, anahi welu na Aba. Government inyeru C of O to. Or present government in on eketa napu nyeru that C of O. Or na that C of O can effective even right now that government happen. It can be revoked. I want to know on whose authority. I want to know on whose influence that C of O had been revoked. I want to know. I want to know. Yes, I want to know. You see, our people have been farming on it. You have been farming on it without knowing that even a youth able 40 years, even a youth able 40 years, even a youth able 30 years, na Ngokpala gbalum na konni eba, but na one government. Even ichi ga na eba ahụ gbanjo ichi igana ebe ahụ gbanjo ese na ndị asịrị na ọha na aka nri ịgbanjo jụkwa the people of Ngokpala ha ya agwa egokwo na gọọmenti ha ya agwa egokwo na gọọmenti even nwadu 14 years 15 years 17 years na Ngokpala ya agwa biko inkoshkwana na this area ha ya enye the first advice onye ona flow na ya na Ngokpala ya enye ibi ga na wo biko trespass kuna na government ni yeluso That is the best advice onye fụrụ n'anya na Ngokpala ya enyeghị na ịbịa igwe ana na Ngokpala. The first advice o enyeghị owo biko from ana onya ka a lot of people na say na ya do 2 minutes to Zion ground, na ya do 5 minutes to Zion ground. Onwe nke ị na-egbu na ya do 4 minutes to Zion ground. Ano na eluho 8 minutes, 9 minutes or 10 minutes. I know una eluho because now I am imagining from this side and from this side. I'm majority from this side. About almost na people a bishana around that place or less than ever as in me. Go because the area 30,000 plots or 35 or 40 or even 20,000 plots will cover. The area will cover. Like you see, eba kita analo. This Zion city do different from ebe auditorium yado. Isi eba anaro eshigawa back to military base. Iba about 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. E kana agba ebe evangelist Ebukobi kana agba face. Isi aka ekpelu gabazie ka ijewe ebe auditorium do. E ka ya agbakwa how many minutes welu ebe emelu emechi 100 days fasting. The other year last year. Go. So so even the remember this broadcast because now a lot of people now say ezugo I shall update you. I am an ongo yagwa even. That is why otherwise Zion cannot be celebrating his birthday today. I am not akako wedo. Today is the day we are supposed to celebrate Zion. Ntontonwa ndi Igbo ji eme ọnụ. Today is a day we are supposed to be celebrating Akupawa. Ofoni ofuefi one mapo civilian general oputi ifade oputa obie oko onye egbu na nke ikpeazụ because no onye ka mmadụ mana ọ chọghị igbu mmadụ ịghọtago oko onye egbu na. So if not for anything we should be drinking wine, we should be celebrating, we should be eating cakes today because na amụrụ ofu ntonto nwa ndị Igbo ji eme ọnụ tata ịghọtago. That is it. So, that you are going to get a piece of land from Eba Evangelist Ebukobi Muno Ngokpala. You are joking. You are joking. You are joking. How did government manage to get all the land they got in Ebariam for university? Mr. Lecturer, when you Ebariam, how can you look at government is when we can with that? How many hectares of land there hang well on a barrier for that university there? Can you look at government this way with that? How many hectares of land there hang well for that university not there? And I need a whole community way. And I'm a joke. Can you government this way with that? And na the heart of Newi, Ebalo teaching hospital. Where what the pa? Hang with no coffee. Where what the pa? Eba Hamona Umudim. Na can ministry go rift. I'm asking you, government can get land anywhere. Government reserved land. Government will go. Maybe no project actually how will go? If they don't develop, they can get people to develop under agreement. What is important? If a battle had you do against obviously that Chelsea, which has also my house as alleged. It was well said the man is because that land was acquired from the community for a development purpose. Here, Wotalo community has development. So, if government is letting that land out, it must also be for the same purpose that is going to benefit the people of the community. Now, are you going to say that the presence of Zion and Ngokpala, that the people of Ngokpala are not benefiting? At least, I adobata Okwado. I amount to max enwebe network maka network na Ngokpala do zero. Onwere access road do there, no access road apart from these two main road ngwarago. Onwere access road do there. You want to go? Onwere access road do there. So this particular is going to bring in people's presence, and the economy of Ngokpala will turn around for good. Je nene odiafia azolo na Ngokpala. Within that 3 days, 4 days MA program, imagine what is going to happen. No one at this same thing, maybe see repeatedly. Like their university will be there. I went there and I showed you over 60 2, 3, 4 story building. Enough. It covered the whole building done at Nnamdi Azikiwe University. It covered the whole building on Ahmadu Bello University. That is what they are currently building in Ngokpala. So are you telling me that now the presence of a university Nolodia that Nando Obodo Mweziego na haya dalu hostels and lodges ebe ụmụakwụkwọ ya dano? Are you telling me that plazas will not be coming up? Are you telling me that shops will not be built everywhere? Or hasn't Kichi go card a bar okada 1,000 with the go card and also your number you knew that card. Or Pamago can go palado. Apparently go Ngokpala. Look at the structures of Ngokpala's weather. A food development in Abia and I so can even answer even I mean in a better today. It was because of this same Zion. That's why you are even struggling to sell a land. Otherwise, before Ngokpala, for you to raise 1 million, you must sell at least more than 10 plots of land. Now, depending on Ebunumwela Maketa, you only need to sell 1 or 2. You solve a problem. Or make it a lot of communal lands. Then we are living in community before communal land. Which because of the level of development you can hardly see an all family way. And a family way and into individual in that family. Because of the level of development on a Newi, Una Maki Jokwa to Akaketa, say no, na family land, they beg a flan. Development is good in Newi, Baba Nobi, Baba Mishi, Baba Benine, because Nanda Madu Bisina, Mishi, Morifte, Sieba, and Abiafan and Newi. This is the investment opportunity I know with an Ngokpala. Ngokpala. Recruit on the mother. Now a fight here against it. Now I have seen why Ngokpala has remained undeveloped. Now I have seen why Ngokpala has remained undeveloped. Look at what the presence of Zion has done to Ngokpala. A lot of people now go this year. And with what these people are doing, it means that they are securing now their palm. Imagine what will happen if Zion permanently relocate to Ngokpala. Imagine what is going to happen. In fact, let me tell you the truth. The development Zion will bring to Ngokpala. There is no company anywhere. More than 1 year. Shikasim village, Ebiana Anambra State here. Shikasim village is so na one place there will a more than 10 to 15 factories located in the same area. In your idea, Ubonone Kena no Makeze Kuaba na nowhere. Imeba na Eze Kuabo. Ana Majono Adodo. Imeba na Eze Kuabo. Imeba na Kerifa na Pokwe. Ana Achoka Mpolo part of Otolo. Or Otolo. Yes, now. Ido Otolo or Otolo stroke Umudim. Ebechikasim village. I want you to tell me, with the higher number of that factories situated in that particular area, which you don't know. Man, enjoy a bonne with Dota, Imebo, enjoy a teaching hospital, Dota, Imebo, enjoy a university, Ebudasi, na teaching hospital, Imebo. Kerife Patana, those places attract more development, carrier, more than 15 to 20 companies this city, including in Kotek. Across Quilo, if innocent, you see her from Kotek. ebe a na-alụ tọmị cross ilo ahụ ị krọsụrụ ebe ahụ ukwu ọjị ahụ ebe ị na-abawo ebe a na-alụ Innocent Motors, Innocent Vehicle Manufacturer. Okay, around that area ebe Innocent lụrụ IVM, #1 car manufacturing company in the whole Africa. Tell me what economic activities that is going there, if not nwanyi eburu nni bịa n'ọrụ ndị ọrụ pụta orie nni or shop kiosk ebe ndị ọrụ ya bịa egolu biskit ha ya ata wee n'ọrụ. Tell me what is happening there? Nothing. But look at the moment ebuje school Donor Teaching Hospital buru Okofia enwe high number of presence of ndị mmadụ n'Okofia. Go to Okofia and see what has happened to Okofia. And Okofia skyrocket ya to Enuoje, and then we buildings coming up here and there. Yeah? And then we building springing up every minute. Kana aluno no Okofia otolo we mepe tata. If for reason iji Okofia otolo ijeba akide show why. I'm telling you why you must have to take some part of the money in your pocket to deposit in Okofia. As when you na-achụta nwaanyị ewu, if for reason ihe eji wee ju Okofia ije ebe a je chụọ nwaanyị ka ịma na ya afụ student nọọsụ mara mma. Ọ ka m wee gwa the benefit ihe nweta na Zion nọ na Ngokpala na je park si unu enye ndị factory, unu enye ndị gono ana akọ story ana akọ story agbara gosim a particular area in Anambra State ebe nwere more factories together ebe ha nọ together karịrị Chikasin village. Or show me where one person has more than 10 to 15 functioning factories. It will plant ebe na manufacture more than how many workers na bia in there every day. Nana. In Mebodo, have you been to that place na nowhere? What will take you to that place? Or Mr. B si ebe a ki je ki rie ni. Iru ebe a ive ya fo mama put ndo na bia sie ni bia ndị mmadụ ana. Can you tell me what is going to take you to area ebe a Chikasin nwelu? Tell me, can we got the kind of development the factory here, if not to give job to people? If not to give job to people, the number of jobs to people, presence of Zion Ngokpala, more than direct jobs on our factory. More than indirect jobs, more than on the factory. That is why government is sure you may put Ebulu University. Ebulu Ifedoka University Teaching Hospital. Ebulu of government Palestine house. Booting at that place. Ebahi mepe. Factory cannot open up a community. It can only give jobs, and it can only give a number of jobs needed in that particular factory. Yes, in my factory we don't have new. Our factories don't have new. Meperu if I mepelu newi, me newi fe newi water atawo. Nkwo newi because no nkwo newi do capable of a bring onye abagana obia biri newi. Nya do capable of a poto onye Enugu obia biri na newi. Nya do capable of a poto onye Imo State obia biri na newi. Owo so nya bia na egolu afia na ibeto lubrication plant na ana. Ụfọdụ ya bịa o nwere ike ine owola ka ebe igbo ebua. Ndị ọzọ wụ ọnọrọ ebe ahụ place order from the company will supply him. Yes, mana nkwu Nnewi wunya bring the people from the whole ụwa niile ha na-abịa na Nnewi. Now when you now talk about direct and indirect jobs nkwu Nnewi are created, you will now see because na higher number of people bi na Nnewi. Onye mechanic na-alụ mechanic chọrọ ka ọ gbala ọbịa ịghọtago nna ka ọbịa n'olo na ndị na-anya machine n'obodo aka nkụ na ya da alụ machine onye na-apọmpụta ya na ndị na-enwe nọ into building mana ndị nọ n'obodo ya da egolo aja. All these indirect jobs in terms of businesses ọrụ aka and efa we all be rushing to Nnewi. Ndị na-ele foodstuffs a na-ele everything a na-ele a na-aga simultaneously